right, hey everyone, thanks for joining us for tonight's team call. Really quick, some announcements before we get started with our topic for tonight. Super Saturday is coming up April 7th. If you're in the Philly area, it's April 8th. But anybody can go to a Super Saturday, whether you're a new coach, old coach, doesn't matter. Super Saturday is just a great event for you to attend to, just to get to know other coaches, how they've been successful, work out with some of the super trainers. It's just a lot of fun and just makes this a little bit more real when you can go to live events. Beach bars are coming April 7th as well. So a lot of announcements happen at Super Saturday. So that's one of the big things that's coming out. I know I've been waiting for a good nutritional bar forever. They finally came out with one because it took them a while because they wanted to get it right and didn't want to fill it with junk. So they made sure to use the best kind of stuff. So that's coming out April 7th as well. So keep your eye out for that. There'll be different packages of like how many you can get and a bunch of fun stuff with that. Another event is our yearly summit, which is June 21st through the 24th in Indianapolis. A ton of us are going. I don't know, maybe about 25 of us. So if you want to attend, just let your coach know and they can show you how to get signed up and all that fun stuff. Other thing we got going on for March is Daily Sunshine is on sale. Daily Sunshine is our kind of kids version of Shakeology. It doesn't have as many superfoods in it. There's a team call on that if you want to learn more about what Daily Sunshine is. But it's on sale for $99 for customers, $75 for us coaches since we get 25% off. We also have two 80-day obsession groups starting, one on April 2nd, one on April 16th. If you have people for the April 2nd, let me know. For my group, it's a team group, right? But I'm going to be kind of running the April 2nd. If you're adding people in, you've got to take a week and actually do a week of the posts because 80 days is a lot for me to do by myself. Also, we have the Coach Opportunity webinar. If you're on your phone or on your computer, just take a screenshot of this so I don't have to keep posting this in our team page. But Coach Opportunity webinar is March 28th. That is where us leaders will be coming on a webinar like this, and we will share how the coaching opportunity has changed us, what it's about, so you can invite other people, whether it's somebody in your challenge group or somebody that you think would make an awesome coach or somebody that's just motivational or somebody that loves health and fitness or somebody that needs some income in their life, whether it's part-time, full-time, whatever. That's excellent opportunity for you to invite people to hear what coaching is all about. Other thing that I just kind of found out like 5 minutes ago, Autumn is doing this Obsessed with Coaching group. So it's for coaches only, and she is going to pretty much teach us how to, I guess, coach with 80-day obsession in a sense of like more business oriented. It's not like the group she has going now. It's not a challenge group. It's a business group where she's going to be teaching us how to be obsessed with coaching and how to use 80-day obsession to help us build our business. So how you get into that group with Autumn is that you need to sell an 80-day obsession challenge pack between today and April 23rd. The group starts on April 23rd. So you only need one 80-day obsession challenge pack in order to be invited into that group with Autumn. All right, so that's it for announcements today. Don't mind me and my crazy hair. I actually washed it today. So tonight we have a lot of our leaders on, and we're just going to be sharing some tips about being a new coach, because obviously our team is growing at a really fast pace. And we've all, like, I've been a new coach at one point. Carrie's been a new coach at one point. Like, we've all been there. So we're just going to kind of do like a little mastermind session here. We're going to have some of our leaders pop on, share a few of their tips, and we're just going to rotate. If you guys have any questions while we are talking, obviously use the chat options, and we'll hang out to the end if you have any more questions. So we are going to kick it off with Carrie. If you're ready, girl, you're on. Wait, I need to unmute you. Now you're good.
I'm good? Okay, awesome. Thanks, Rose. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Carrie. So I've been coaching for just over a year now. I started last year as a challenger, started coaching about 2 months afterwards. With 2 little kids, I was able to lose about 35 pounds. I got in awesome shape. And then I got pregnant. And I'm due in a few weeks. But this entire year, and the coaching side of things, it's really been an awesome experience. And it's weird because I feel like I just started, but it has been a year now. So if I'm thinking about my challenges now, and even my challenges coaching in the beginning, aren't that different. I just have to kind of keep reminding myself of things to kind of stay on track. The first thing and my biggest concern was being authentic and like sharing. We know that there's lots of things out there and that we see people kind of selling things all the time. And I'm just like so worried about what people are going to think about me. What is she doing? She's doing this Beachbody thing now. She's trying to sell me stuff. And that's still a fear. I'm still always kind of thinking about what are people thinking about what I'm posting. But when I go back to what I'm sharing, like if people don't like it, then who cares? I'm sharing recipes that I like. I'm sharing my kids liking some of the healthy recipes. When I have a mom win, I'm sharing the fact that I might be struggling to get workouts in when I'm 35 weeks pregnant. I'm sharing my successes, my failures. Really all I'm sharing is my health and fitness journey. Other people I've been able to help, their health and fitness journey. I'm not selling I always want to be careful so I don't want to offend anyone. But I'm not like posting sales. I'm not posting items I want you to buy. I'm not posting these things that I want you to specifically do. I'm just sharing. So I just always go back to that. Like it's a pretty cool opportunity through Beachbody to not only help yourself, but help other people. And as long as you're authentic and doing that, no one wants to see that you're perfect. Probably better if you're not perfect. I just did a post, a transformation post, right? We do transformation posts on Tuesdays. And everyone always, has these. Mine was like the opposite transformation. So I went from the best shape of my life to this huge, old, big, pregnant belly. I talked about how I've gained almost 40 pounds, how I haven't been able to keep up with my workouts. But people connect with that and they see that because it's authentic. It's real life. So that was kind of my first thing is just be authentic. And really Beachbody is authentic. You're not trying to convince somebody of anything that isn't good for them. The other thing that has been big for me is overcoming, and it kind of ties in, overcoming fears and setbacks. A huge part has been the personal development for me. It kind of goes hand in hand. My business does better when I'm kind of going into personal development. When I stop, it's when all the doubt starts creeping back in. Specifically when I was like early in my pregnancy and I felt like crap and I wasn't plugged into anything. I was like, man, what am I thinking? I can't do this. This will never turn into something. And all the doubt just started pouring back in. The second that I started hopping back on team calls and hearing other coaches' stories and listening to the morning wake-up call and hearing stories about teachers like me who are now staying home with their kids and certain books. I know Leia is huge on personal development too, and she'll probably talk to you about some of that, but she actually suggested to me present over perfect. And it's something that I've struggled with, and just working on myself makes me more successful in my business. And that's awesome that you can be doing this business, but also helping yourself. So anytime fear starts to creep in or I feel myself mentally checking out, I go back to that. And then lastly, and this kind of was a game changer for me, is just setting goals. It sounds simple, but it was really helpful. In the beginning, I was just like signing people up, like, here's the challenge pack. Come join us. Be my challenge group. I had no idea where I was going, no idea what I wanted to do with this business. And then I started seeing other people be successful and the possibilities, and I started to investigate and be more knowledgeable and figure out what it took so that I didn't have to have a waitressing job in the summer and I could use Beachbody and be home with my kids. So that I could get to that diamond rank, I figured out what I needed to do. so that I can work my way to having a residual income, I knew I needed to not just sell challenge packs, but think about building a team and having coaches and what that'll take. So that's my last one. I think has been the most important for me as a new coach, is just to have an idea of where you're going, because there's so much information, but if you have goals and those specific steps you can take towards it, I think that can help you be really successful. So that's my 3 things to share.
I think I'm up next. You guys just want me to go in. Very good, Kara. Thank you. Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard Carrie's story. Basically, my name is Lisa. I've been coaching for almost 3 years. I know most of you, though. Hi, guys. I feel like we're actually hanging out right now. I don't get out much anymore. So like I said, if you heard her story, I had 2 kids. I lost 50 pounds. I have an 11-month-old now, which, I need to get back on that track of losing that. But now I'm freaking pregnant again with my 3rd child. So, but we'll lose it all at the end when we're done with all that. So I have 5 months to go, and then it is like 80-day obsession hardcore. Okay, so here are some tips for you guys as a new coach. I just want to say one thing that I think is so important for new coaches to hear, and that is that you have to take responsibility for your own business. And that is like so super important, because this, like I said, and I'm always saying that I'm so glad that we have each other and that we are given all the tools that we need to succeed. We have the Coach Online office and everything in there. We have like 1,000 files in Teamorize that you can use. Like, there's something, if somebody tells you that it's too expensive, you go look up what to say. I mean, everything is there for you. It just takes you putting in a little bit of effort to go and find where these things are, rather than like annoy your upline. And at the same time, use your upline. Like, so many people, I mean, even my coaches under me, like, aren't contacting me about things, and I'm like asking them things instead, where just reach out and ask. When someone asks me a question, I get that they're having trouble finding on their own, that wasn't an easy fix for them. I love it. I get so happy. I'm like, yes, like I can help somebody. I can do something for someone. So make sure that you're reaching out to your upline when you have a question that that you can't use Google to find the answer for. And your results are based on the work and the effort that you put into your business. If you're not putting much into it, you're not going to get much out of it. So you can't, there's nobody else to blame except for yourself for that. Let's see. And also I want to talk a little bit about time management, because that is huge with this business. And I'll tell you that once I started coaching and started reading personal development that I never thought that I needed, that it totally changed around how I did things, not just like in my coaching business or with my workouts or this and that, but in my life. Like, now I had a kid, my husband was deployed at the time, and I had more time somehow. I was doing grad school and I worked 2 jobs, and then I started coaching. It was crazy. I had more time then from learning about time management and reading all this personal development than I had beforehand. So it's really crazy. One good book, if you guys are looking for time management, is The Miracle Morning. And that'll basically tell you how to do everything that you can in the morning before normal people are even awake. And that's when I get my power hours in the mornings before my kids are up, and right after I do my workout, like really super early. And then I know that I have my messages out for the day and like everything is good. Then I'll find little pockets of time during the day to answer the messages or whatever. And if I don't get around to those pockets of time because I work a full-time job as a teacher, or because my kids need me or my husband needs me, or I have to do something crazy, or I just don't feel like it, I always know my backup is that I have that next morning, my power hour in the morning, to answer those people. So setting like a specific time that you're going to work on your business, even if it's just for a little bit, even if it's just a half hour of time, it's really important to just have it in place. And also I heard on, I don't know if this was on a call, this was a long time ago, this was just in my notes, that the first 90 minutes of the day sets the tone for your entire day. So if you wake up and the first 90 minutes of your day are productive, chances are the rest of your day is going to be productive as well. So really like try to get your mornings going. And like I said, like I do my power hours in the morning because that's what works the best for me. So if you're looking for a time, try your mornings. You might not be a morning person. I don't love getting up that early, but like I said, this business is yours and it's in your own hands and not in somebody else's. So I could either catch up on sleep and make no money, or I can wake up a little earlier to get a little bit of an extra paycheck on Thursdays. And then, okay, the next thing that I really want to talk about is staying consistent. This is like my number one, like when I'm like thrown off for a few days, I'm making it a point to be consistent with being consistent. So what I basically mean that is that if you're not being consistent, your results will show it. So recently, Jess Bryson said, who's another leader on our team, that said, she was going to take a week off from social media. And because she's so consistent, like she could do that. She can do things like that because as soon as she was back on, everybody was ready and, liking all of her stuff again. And that was okay for her to do because she is so damn consistent, as along with every other single leader and all of you coaches. Like, you have to be consistent in this business. That is like the one thing that I will tell everybody. And even the same with me. When I had my son last April, I was like posting recipes from the hospital of what I was going to eat and like whatever, just trying to say, obviously I couldn't run my business like 100% like I wanted to then, but at least I was still posting on Facebook and doing like twice a day, sharing about my own life, giving a little bit of, tips here and there, and staying consistent so that once I was ready to then, once I got home from the hospital and I started messaging people, 2 weeks later, they saw that I was still posting, I was still being consistent, and I was being real. So it actually helped out a lot. So just stay consistent. And if you are consistent, it establishes your reputation too, because there are so many people on here that whether they're other coaches or they are a company like a Rodan and Fields girl or whatever, and you'll see them post like one thing about it and then like nothing. And then all of a sudden like another sale thing goes up, another sale thing. Like, they're not consistent, and that shows. And that's like, this girl's like whatever. Like, and there are coaches that are like that too. You'll see every now and then, but the people that know, like, people will message you if you're being consistent. You'll get messages eventually once you're in the game for long enough that say like, I really like the way that you coach because you're like really doing it. Guys, it doesn't take much to really do it. So just post and share your story, share your life. Like, people care more about your life than they care about Liam, stop. Sorry. People care more about what you're doing in your life than they care about like this workout that you just did. Like, so find what it is that you want to share about yourself or your life. Like, I'm constantly just sharing about my life when I don't have anything like fitness or health to share, and it works just as good, guys. So it makes it a good filler, especially if you're a new coach and you want to get a following. Share about you, like, and make it just as authentic as you can. And you don't have to start off the bat posting like these crazy like health tips and everything. If people know that's not you and you just start like sharing Beachbody stuff, they're gonna be like, oh, what the hell? So share about your life, and you'll get the people that are then going to like what you're posting and then start following your entire journey with you. So that's pretty much it. But good luck, new coaches.
Am I next? I think I'm next. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Leah Lewis. For any of those of you that don't know me or that are new to the team, welcome. All right, so a lot of great tips that were already given tonight. I want to first give you guys a tip. My first tip for you guys, which is, I think, what helped me a lot at the beginning and what helps my new coaches when they start. Which is really sharing your story on social media and being vulnerable. So just like everybody said, right, we want to be consistent. We want to share what we're doing. If you've never posted on Facebook before, people all of a sudden start seeing that you're posting more, posting your workouts, posting, any type of recipes, tips, or whatever it is that you like to share about. It's important though they also know about you. They know why you're doing this, right? They get an idea kind of what your life is like. But really for me, it was really giving them the intimate details of my journey. So that would be the ups and downs, just like Carrie said, sharing the good days and sharing the bad days, sharing the stuff that is hard to talk about. For me, I had, a lot of postpartum anxiety. And so I talked about that a ton at the beginning of my journey. I still do. That's part of my story. But I probably talked about that a lot more at the beginning of my journey because I was still struggling with anxiety. And as I shared, what's important about it is for a couple reasons. One, right, you want to be relatable and real. And as I shared, I started to attract other women to me that needed that type of help and the resources. So everybody has their own story, right? Maybe yours is not anxiety. Maybe yours is IBS. Maybe yours is being an emotional eater. I don't know, whatever it is, right? Whatever your story is, you're going to attract those people to you that are going to have that common issue. So it's going to help you, number one, be real, be vulnerable. It's going to allow people to see that you're not just here, you're not just trying to sell a product, you're not just trying to get them to work out, buy something from you, but that you're really you're a real person too. It's going to attract your tribe to you. So I'd say 70 to 80% of the people, my clients, they all have anxiety. When I talk to my clients, they all have some form of, anxiety, depression. Why? Because I talk about it all the time, right? So I attract those type of people to me. And so we're my community, my groups, my clients, my coaches, a lot of them are all similar. And we are all there to support each other in a lot of that way. So it's going to help you in that type of manner as well. I think the other reason it's really important too is that it's going to show, that especially the more vulnerable that you are, it's going to show the type of person that you are, that you're going to have ups and downs. And as you continue on your journey, as you have more success, it's going to allow people to see that you're not just showing the highlight reel, right? So many people just show only the good things that are happening in their life. I personally pride myself on showing all the ups and the downs too. And I feel like that makes it easier for people to relate to you, and it's going to help with your traction. It's going to help with relatability. And then ultimately people wanting to have you help them because they can relate to you. I find that coaches, when they share their story openly, have so much more reception in helping people coming to them for help versus just sharing some results, but not really telling the why behind the story, right? A picture can say 1,000 words, right? But if you're just showing the picture, you're just showing the physical results, but not the story behind it, I feel like after a little while, your traction is going to slow down. So that's my number one tip. Number two is maybe not right at the very beginning, within the first month, but in the first 1 to 3 months, I would say it's really impactful for me and my new coaches that you provide some type of value to your customers that's free. I have found that it keeps me in constant communication with new people. It allows me to build relationships with people, to offer something for people. Everyone has a different style, right? So I'm going to just give a little of a comparison. Lisa is really good at providing value on her Facebook page. I feel like she gives tons of recipes. She does cooking videos and stuff like that. That's not my style. I like to provide my value to my people in a group. It's just where I'm more comfortable. I feel more creative in that type of environment. So I like to provide the value in a group. It also allows me access to all of those people in one place to constantly have a place to pull people from, right? So providing value, whether that's on your social media, whether you're doing on your regular page, whether you're doing it on a like page, or if you're doing it in a private group, giving people value, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to like make up workout routines, but it's like just the things that you're learning and sharing. It doesn't need to be all of your recipes. It doesn't need to be your entire food plan, but giving them bits and pieces. And what I think is also really helpful is finding a niche that's like you, that relates to your story, or that you can brand, so to say. PD is my thing, right? So I love talking about that. I love talking about inspiration, motivation, how to change your thoughts, your actions. And so I have a free group that's what we do in that group. We do PD, and we talk about, kind of like lessons from reading. I do like a week of like live videos and talk about that. For a long, long time, I did squat challenges every single month. For many months, I would do like clean eating groups. So it's just whatever you find that's like kind of like your thing. I also recommend to my coaches not necessarily doing something fitness related, just like what makes you you. If you have a love for, I don't know, fashion, if you have a love for DIY projects, if you love healthy recipes for your kids, or I don't know, just like resources like that, some type of mom support, do something that is like you, but then incorporating healthy styles in there so that you can show them you and give them value, and also be able to piece in some of your lifestyle so that it's obviously a way for you to branch your group to the next step, right? So like, for instance, one of my coaches did like a meditation group with healthy mom tips in it. Another coach is going to be doing like a meal prepping group, not necessarily like fixed style, but just like sharing about like how she preps, right? Because it provides value. And then my third tip, which Carrie already talked about, which is personal development. I just wanted to elaborate on that a little bit more, because I think that at the very beginning, it's easy, and it's important that you're at least doing the PD at the beginning. But personal development is not just reading a book. It's not just listening to audio. Personal development is really applying what you're learning. And I can say for the first 3, 4, 5 months, I was just really listening and reading, and I still got a lot out of it. But what was most impactful for me personally in my life, like not just my business, in every aspect of my life, is when I started to really do the work. And what I would strongly suggest is also, this is something I just randomly wanted to mention too, is having an accountability partner, right? Not just for your business, but for your personal development. I have 2 success partners. We're really just personal development partners, to be totally honest. Every single day we talk about like the lessons that are going on in their life, or the PD that we're talking about, or the things that we're struggling in, where we're like working on like the limiting beliefs that were coming up for us, right? We talk through the stuff that we learn in our PD that were like those light bulb moments, and you're like, holy shit, like, okay, I need to work through this type of issue. So it's hard enough to do it on your own, but if you find a partner that is like someone that really jives with you for that, I highly recommend that. Because it's it's looking at the things that are it's like really what it all comes down to in your business and your life, right? It's going to be, what are those fears that you have, and working through how to change the belief patterns that you have to overcome those fears. And it takes a lot of work. You're going to be doing it for the rest of your life. So learning the PD and then applying it is when you're really going to make massive change in your life. So those are my 3 tips that I have for you guys.
All right. That was such good information, ladies. I'm probably going to overlap on a few of the things we talked about. But this is like a topic that, like, I love mentoring new coaches. That just like excites me. So I could share a lot. So I'm going to try and be very concise. So the first thing I want to talk about is this takes no skills. It doesn't take a skill to listen to an audiobook and apply. It doesn't take any skill to do a workout. Are you going to do it perfectly the first time? No. Are you going to do it perfectly the second time? No. But it doesn't take any skill. It doesn't take any skill to post on Facebook or Instagram. Yeah, there are certain tools that you learn as you go, but you don't need to know everything. All you need to do is show up and be willing to learn, to be coachable, not to, like, even for me, 5 years into this business, I still am learning. I'm still watching YouTube videos. I'm still doing personal development daily. It's not just something that you're going to get in one day and go, I got it. And if you think you got it, you're wrong. You don't. This is, life is ever evolving, right? Like, we have to grow and learn and continue to do that. That's just one of those, like Maslow's hierarchy is growth. If you're not growing, whether this in this business or personally or your mindset or spiritually, you're dying. You're not going to be happy. So a lot of us, might have started this business because we needed something more than just ourselves, right? It wasn't necessarily about the health and fitness or about the income, but we needed something to grow ourselves. And this is kind of that piece that fits into this. Yes, Ashley, ABL, always be learning. So this takes no skill. It's just about showing up, willing to fail forward. Being okay with hearing no. As a new coach, and even as an old coach, you're going to hear no way more many times than you're going to hear yes. But the cool thing about this business is you can hear no more times than hearing yes and still be very successful. This isn't about getting a 4.0. This isn't about getting an A+. This is just about helping one person at a time. That's it. And if you can keep that mindset up, knowing you're going to fail, knowing that you're going to get no's, but continue on anyways, to follow up with people anyways. When people say no to you, it's not no to you. It's just, no, it's not the right time for them. So you kind of have to take yourself out of that equation and not take things personally. Or if you post something on Facebook and one of your best friend's husbands says something like snarky, like we all have those jerky people in our lives, right? That we wish we can delete, family members that you just can't do anything about, right? But that's where the personal growth, personal mindset comes into play. Is who cares about those people, right? Like, you made that post, great. That person, you're not living your life for that person, you're living your life for yourself. I totally went off on a tangent, sorry. Okay, so takes no skill, just show up. The other thing is, don't reinvent the wheel. There are a million different ways to do this business, right? But just like I said before, you have to just learn as you go and you'll find your way. But you have, last time I checked, I don't know, I think we're at like 1,100 people on this team. You have so many resources, even beyond our team. the coaching network, everyone is willing to give their information of what they're doing to be successful. YouTube it, you'll find a million videos. You don't have to watch all those million videos. You don't have to do everything every single coach tells you. It's just about finding one thing that works for you and doing that consistently. So I'll give you guys an example. So last year I did like this crazy training with like email marketing and like trying to grow this through my like page. And I'll be honest, it was a learning lesson. And I learned pretty good things. I wasted a few grand on this stuff. So that is personal development. And my husband is probably like, what? Rolling his eyes. Sure, I got a few customers through that. Sure, I learned how to use some email marketing. But what worked for me in the past is what continually works for me now. Posting on Facebook, reaching out to people, having a challenge group. That's it. Email marketing is not my thing. Pinterest is not my thing. Knocking on people's doors, I don't think any of us do that, is not my thing. So you just have to find that one or two thing that works for you and roll with it, right? Like, don't think you need to do a million things, because you don't. You're just going to overwhelm yourself. So that's totally normal to overwhelm yourself. And like I said, you might do something and it's not going to work for you, but you keep on going despite of failing, or that email marketing thing just didn't work for me, or Facebook ads. I put a couple $100 in and that didn't work for me. That's okay. Are you going to sit there and go, this isn't for me, I quit? No, you shouldn't. You keep on going, because that's going to show people your perseverance and yourself that you're not going to give up no matter what. Okay. Another thing that everyone, I think, pretty much has mentioned is the word why. Talking about your why, talking about your story. So there's kind of like two different whys that we have in this business. The first why is, why are you a coach? Why do you want to coach? And it has to be more than just, I want to help people. Like, we all have that, right? Like, I think we're all good-hearted people. Like, we want to see other people succeed. We want to help people with their health and fitness. But what's going to keep you in the game when you do hit those road bumps? What's that deep connection? Is it that, you know what, like, you're just so exhausted, you physically can't get up in the morning, like you're depressed, you have no drive in your life, you feel like you're going through the motions, that you're, it's just Groundhog Day over and over. Is that your why you're doing this? To just have something to live for, something to wake up in the morning that's going to excite you? Or is it that you have so much debt from student loans or mortgages or bills that you're just in over your head, and you feel that pressure on your shoulders, that you need this income for your family. You need this to survive, and you're not going to stop no matter what. You're going to learn what you need to do, and you're going to succeed, because there is no other way. And sometimes, all right, I'm getting off on a tangent again. You are either pushed in this business by having your back up against the wall and having no other option, or you're inspired by something that you want to reach in your life, or by somebody that inspires or motivates you to continue with this. So that's your one why. Why are you doing this business? And you really have to do paper to pen. You can't just think about it, because when we think about things like, I do this all the time. I lay in bed and I can think about stuff for like an hour, 2 hours. I'm like, crap, it's 12 o'clock. Crap, it's 1 o'clock. Crap, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. If I write things down and just get it out of my mind, it just helps to clear things out so that I can do other things and have a more focused mind when I release all that crap that I'm thinking about. So write your why down, get deep. You might not even know it right now. You might be like, Rose, like, I have no idea what my why is. it takes time. You have to think about it. You have to journal about it. You just have to put some time into it, and it's going to grow. It's going to evolve. So for me in the beginning, yeah, it was obviously about wanting to lose weight. It was about getting my energy back. It was about helping myself with my IBS issues. Then I saw, all right, like people are asking me what I'm doing, how am I, losing this weight? And then I kind of saw the picture of, all right, like maybe this could be the thing that gets me out of my full-time job that's sucking the life out of me. And that was my driving force for a good 2 years until I was able to quit my full-time job and do this full-time. So that's one why. And then your second why is, I'm looking over here because I have this book, Start With Why. So this book is by Simon Sinek. I highly recommend you read it or listen to it. But he talks a lot about different companies. So he'll make an example out of Apple and Microsoft. They both pretty much have the same software. Microsoft might even have better software, but why do people go to Apple? Because they're not talking about their sales. So how we could relate to this is if you've ever seen somebody, we talk about like third and fetal people, or even when I was a brand new coach and I made mistakes and failed forward, I used to, post my Shakeology cup and say, it's on sale, or we have a special package this month, or, this has 70 different superfoods. Nobody freaking cares. Sorry. Nobody cares what this is. People care why you do this. So why do you drink your superfood shake? Because when I was working 6 days a week, long nights with football games and wrestling tournaments, I used to come home and legit eat an entire box of pizza. And I wondered why I gained 30 pounds. But when I started drinking my superfood shake, I was able to drink my dinner on the sideline and not be starving and not grab an entire pie of pizza and go to town on it when I got home. That's my why. That's the story that I'm sharing with people. Not the what Shakeology is, not the what 80-Day Obsession is, but why am I drinking Shakeology? Why am I doing 80-Day Obsession? Why am I a coach? What's inspiring me to be a coach? Why do I love helping my people? People connect to emotion. So that's what Apple does. Apple connects, even if you watch their commercials, you get excited. You feel that emotion with it, right? But what Microsoft, what do? They sell. They push. This is the price for this. This is why we're better than Apple, right? They always do that. They're like, here's our new tablet. It's better than Apple. Why? Why? Where's the emotion? Why do we feel that Apple has that entire? Because guess what? This phone, it kind of sucks. But I will still buy an Apple phone time and time again because it's just ingrained of that more of like a social thing with it, right? So start with your why when you share your story. Why are you doing this, and not what are you doing it with it, if that makes sense. All right, and my last one, since it's 9:14, is, I'll go with this one for the last one, is use your excuses why you need this and not the reason why not to do this. So for example, Carrie, Lisa easily can say, I'm pregnant. I can't be a coach. I can't work out, or I can't lose weight. I can't coach other people. I'm pregnant. You're crazy. No, they're using it as a reason why they're a coach. Or I get people, and we all get this, right? Money objections. I can't join your challenge group because I don't have enough money, or I can't be a coach because I don't have enough money. No. You're a coach because you need to earn money, right? Like we need to kind of flip that switch in our minds. Same thing with, I can't be a coach. I don't have any time. No, you need to be a coach so you have time to do the things you want to do with your kids, so that you can do things on the weekend, so you can travel, so you have that freedom of scheduling to get your nails done, or Dave always laughs at me like, oh, you have your massage on Friday, then you have your chiropractors, then you get your eyelashes done.
I'm just jealous.
Dave's just jealous.
I'm gonna get my nails done and my eyebrows.
But so use your excuses that you would normally say as the reasons why you're doing this, and not an excuse of why not to do this. So it's just that mindset shift of asking yourself the right questions. So don't ask and you have to be very mindful, right? And almost catch yourself, because we're so easy to repeat the same things over and over in our heads. It's unconscious of the questions we're asking ourselves. So anytime you ask yourself a question in your mind, you're always going to come up with an answer to support that question. For example, you can say, why can't I be a Beachbody coach? And guess what? You're going to come up with all the reasons why you can't be a Beachbody coach. I don't have enough time. I have a full-time job. I have a husband that's a pain in my butt. Love you. I have 3 kids. I have dogs that drive me crazy, right? Those are all the reasons why I can't be a Beachbody coach. You're asking yourself the wrong question. The right question is, how can I be a Beachbody coach? I can listen to personal development in the car while I'm driving to work. I can do snippets, during my lunch break and message people for 10 minutes, right? I can stop watching TV at night and instead join team calls. I know I'm preaching to the choir right here. I can go to a Super Saturday event. It's 3 hours out of 3 months for you to go to an event, right? So those are all ways that you can be a coach. So asking yourself the right question in your mind. So instead of why can't I do this? Ask, how can I? And your brain will come up with the right answer. How can I be a coach? How can I grow a team? How can I earn income? And your brain is going to come up with all of these answers to support that right question. All right. I'm going to stop talking because you guys, as always, get a ton of information. If anybody has any questions or wants to hop on, if there's anybody else on here that has some great tips for new coaches, it just doesn't have to be us. You can unmute yourself or you can comment in the chat. Don't be shy, or else I'll pick on somebody. Let's see, where's Ashley? Because she's always up for talking. Where is she? Is she on here? Why can't I see her face? Oh, there she is. All right.
I'll talk. I like to talk.
I know you do. So what's the tip that you can give for new coaches?
What can I mean, I like to talk and I love social media. So I guess one thing that, and I learned this from actually some of the top coaches through Beachbody, and Instagram is huge if you're able to get on it more. A lot of the top coaches, they said on some of the national calls, they had to flip their script from Facebook to Instagram because it's just the way the world's working. So if you are shy and want to learn how to post, Instagram stories are great because they're quick snippets of your life that people can see. You really don't bother as many people and they go away. So if you do need to delete them, you can, but it kind of shows your life over a period of time, over a day, and what you actually do in your day without really bothering anybody. And they can watch it if they want, or they don't have to watch it either. So Instagram is a great way to go. That's my tip, I guess.
Thanks. Yes, Instagram is so the way to go. Anybody else want to give any tips? All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's it for tonight. All right. Thanks for joining, everyone. I will post the recording as soon as I get it up. Have a great night. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.